I Rock 93.5. It is Ryan here with lead singer and founder of Dropkick Murphys, Ken Casey. Ken, how you doing today?
I'm great. Good to be on with you. Thanks for your time.
I mean, it's got to be an exciting week for you, right?
The week leading up to a tour is always a mix of excitement and running around like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to pack and get organized. You'd think after 30 years, I'd have figured it out by now. Were you talking about the Super Bowl?
I was thinking more like you're excited for Sunday, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Well, the Super Bowl, it's funny. I got 3 kids, 24, 21, and 16, and I've always said to them, you were born into this, like, surreal championship era in Boston sports, and you don't understand what makes it great to be a winner is having suffered through being a loser. And so it's so nice to now have a Super Bowl coming up where my kids have got to, they did their 5 years of time as a loser, and now they understand and appreciate what it's like to be on top after being on the bottom. So, I'm excited.
Guinness or Jameson? That's the first question I got.
Oh, shit. I want to know a funny bit about the Dropkick Murphys is I actually quit drinking when I was 21 years old. I'm a raging alcoholic and I drank unsuccessfully for 10 years, from 11 years old to 21 years old, and I never had a Guinness because I sobered up before, you really didn't drink Guinness down the park or on the corner with your friends. So believe it or not, I'm a member of the Dropkick Murphys who's never had a Guinness. I have had Jameson, though. So I would say, I'd like to say that if I was still drinking, Guinness would cause me less problems in my life than Jameson, but probably not much less.
There you go. You mentioned, touring for 30 years and getting excited for that. It has been a long time. And, I was there. I hate to be that guy that's like, I was there in the beginning, but I was with, the beginning when, you were out there with Do or Die and the gang's all here. And then all of a sudden, Sing Loud, Sing Proud comes out. And me as the Irishman, I go, oh, I can even more relate to this. And I'm sure you've told this story before, but, what led to you guys just kind of going like, okay, we're still a punk rock band, but now we're a punk rock Irish band too?
Yeah, well, I think we always had felt that way. It's just over the first 2 records, we really didn't have the band started on a bet on 3 weeks' notice. So, like, I had never played an instrument. We were thrust into it. So, 3-chord punk rock was all we were capable of. But even in the early days, like songs like Barroom Hero, people would, like, even though it was a punk rock song, people would go, man, I hear like Irish music in that, the way you deliver the lyrics. And I said, well, yeah, that's one of our biggest influences. It just kind of took us the time to, it's funny, like our first 2 albums introduced, like, in a weird way, introduced Irish music to a whole new generation of younger kids, right? And then all of a sudden, we had all these fans of the band and stuff that, like, were picking up banjos and stuff. So they weren't around growing on trees. On our first few records, we'd have, like, bagpipes on them, but it would be like a fireman buddy of ours that played in the pipes and drums. They couldn't go on tour, and by the time we got to Sing Loud, Sing Proud, we had all these other people that joined the band. We went from a 4-piece to a 7-piece, and it really kind of enabled us to complete the vision that we always had for the band.
And now here you are, 13 albums later. That's a heck of a career, right? 13 albums later, For the People, just released last summer. How do you keep going, making those 13 albums and go, okay, we want to maintain what Dropkick Murphys is all about, to where you hear it and you go, okay, this is Dropkick, but also you don't want to do the same thing you did back in 1999. How do you evolve yet stay true to yourselves?
Well, I think we've always had the benefit of, like, being a band that, even from our first album, we'd always have, like, we had a ballad on the album. So as a punk band, right out of the gate, we had already given ourselves a wider berth musically than a lot of bands give themselves, you know what I mean? Like, so we've always been able to mess with like tempo, styles, and even though certain records have leaned harder into certain styles, we've always kind of been able to come and go between the world of, classic kind of 77 style punk rock, straight up Irish music, hardcore ballads, so within the time, within 30 years, we've been able to kind of ebb and flow between those worlds, and now we're back ebbing into kind of a heavier side of what we've always been influenced by. So I feel so grateful that we've had this wide enough spectrum that, we could stay motivated, stay entertained, with what we're doing ourselves, stay within the parameters that the fan base doesn't feel like we made an about face somewhere. And, we've never made a record where we're not motivated and enthusiastic. Some bands, I think, maybe fall into these career, maybe they're on major labels that are pushing them to record. We've never made a record when we weren't enthusiastic and ready to make that record. So I think you can hear it in the recordings that like we're in it because we believe it, and never let ourselves kind of get burnt out. If we hit stages in our career where we were burnt out, we didn't make records, for a while. There was a point in our career. I think maybe the longest period we went was maybe 3 or 4 years without making a record. And, we were starting to have kids, and we just needed to slow it down slightly. We've really never taken a break in the 30 years, but we needed to slow it down slightly in that period, and that's why we did it, because we needed to. So you'll never hear a Dropkick Murphys record come out that doesn't have 100% our heart and soul in it.
Yeah, you got to have that passion for sure. And the album's great, a lot of good tunes on there. Now the one that I zoomed in on right away, track 11, The Vultures' Circle High, featuring Al Barr. Now, is this going to be more of a one-off for Al, or could we see more and hear more from him in the future?
I don't know. As he's kind of come off the road to be with family and his mother as she's in the end stages of the later stages of her life. So it was just important for us to just include him, let him know he's still considered family, and he was thrilled to come down and do it, and we were thrilled to have him. I cannot say where it goes from here, but I thought, he sounded great. For when I first said, "You come down and sing a song," he was like, because when we did the 2 other albums while he's been off, they were the acoustic albums, Woody Guthrie stuff, which we recorded in Tulsa, Oklahoma, on the fly. We've always gone into the studio with albums like already written and prepared to record. The Woody Guthrie albums, we went and just interpreted them on the spot, put music to unpublished words that Woody never put to music. So that was not really something we could ever guess, because we did it on the fly right there. So this was the first recording, For the People was the first album we had recorded back in the Boston area where we could have Al join us. And so it was an awesome day. And I think, we appreciated having him. He appreciated being there. And more importantly, the fans appreciated, him being on the album. So can't say where it goes from there, though, going forward.
Absolutely. Never know what's going to happen, but good to embrace the present for sure. Ken Casey, we're talking lead singer here, Dropkick Murphys, coming to town. Very excited for that show. And, let's talk about the live shows. We talked about the 13 albums you have. How do you, when you go on tour, go, okay, what from our giant catalog are we going to put in the set list this time?
Great. It's funny. I'm at the we just finished practice, and we were going through that as well. And you dust off all these songs, and then you realize, oh, shit, we really only play 24, 25 songs a night. Not that we would mind playing more, but I feel like a punk rock band that plays more than 90 minutes is starting to become thinking they're a stadium rock band or something. So we've always put like a 90-minute time frame on our sets, and depending on which songs we play and how much we talk. It falls in the 23 to 25 song range, and you got your classics that you have to play, right? Because if you don't, people will be pissed. So that, and then you want to freshen up the set all the time. And we spend a lot of time and effort dusting off songs and being prepared to play a lot of the catalog, like requests out of the blue when people ask for them, and also changing up the set list, every night. Not maybe not changing 100% of it, but having moving things around, putting songs in and out on different nights. It keeps it fresh for us too, so that we're not going up there falling into some, here we go again with the same, 90 minutes. So we like to challenge ourselves and pull songs out that sometimes it's fun to play songs that you haven't practiced or haven't played because you really feel like you're flying by the seat of your pants, and it's like the audience is on the ride with us. Like, is this gonna, and then sometimes we'll preface it like that. Hey, we haven't played this one or practiced it in 5 years, so here we go. You get what you get, and sometimes I feel like an audience would rather see a band do something like that than be, especially a punk band, than be so polished that it's perfect, but no life to it.
And that's what I was gonna say. A punk rock band, you got to keep everyone on their toes, from the sound guy to the light guy to the fans. It's like, let's do this one. Why not? See where it goes.
we definitely our crew who works for us who tell us that live show keeps them on their toes for sure.
March 5th at the Rust Belt is going to be a great time with Dropkick Murphys. A couple more things, then I'll let you go here. A fan moment, whether it's been, live at a show or something else, do you have that fan moment that just instantly sticks in your head that you go, man, that's the one that just, there's a lot of things that keep you going, but that one, that's a good one that I can always remind myself of, getting out there and doing this.
Oh, man, there'd be too many to choose from. Anything from, wedding proposals on stage to, letting fans up on the fly to sing a song. And that has gone amazing some nights and horribly awry other nights. But a memory from the last U.S. tour we did over the summer, a kid came on stage and he had his buddy's ashes that was a big Dropkick fan, and he wanted to, we acknowledged the deceased fan, and he then threw the ashes out into the crowd, and actually landed on the crowd. So I don't know how some of the people in the front row felt about human ashes on them, but you know what? God damn it, they better have been okay with it, because it was such an amazing moment, and it was an outside show, and there was a lot of wind, so half of it blew back on me. But you know what, man, that's all right. It was like such a holy shit moment that this guy could have that moment and remember his friend, and it was something that him and his friend did together. And I just man, those are the kind of things where you say, like, this stuff's beyond just music. It's about community and family.
It is. And I'm going to end this on a personal one for myself, because I always said if I ever had a chance to talk with you or meet you, I was going to tell you this story. So here we go. It was October 20th, 2001 in Minneapolis, a month after 9/11, and it still chokes me up. I was there with my mom, and a whole crowd got singing Amazing Grace. The way you brought us together after that, man, thank you.
Oh, man, that's I remember, after 9/11 doing that and having kind of that moment. And we were also, we happened when the marathon bombings happened in Boston, we were on tour on the West Coast. So, we had to play shows like that night, and we had that similar experience where just like everyone singing together, and just that, hey, that's what live music's all about. You take a couple of thousand people, put them in a room, and there's that bond and that sense of community. And maybe that's not what it's like at all live shows, but that's definitely what it's like at a punk rock show, and definitely what it's like at a Dropkick Murphy show.
Absolutely. And that's why people should be there March 5th. I know I will be there. I can't wait to see you guys again. Get back to your practice. Enjoy Sunday, and we'll see you here soon.
All right. Thanks, pal. Good
right.
talking to you.